This is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker in Rapid City. If you considered selling your current home, let me take you to that next step with confidence. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I have been in the business of attracting buyers for 15 years. Let's make it happen. Contact me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044.
All right, we know there are a lot of diets out there, but there is one plan here in Rapid City that's different. Profile by Sanford in Rapid City works with you to create a custom meal plan based on your goals, your health, and your personal preference. You follow the plan, you lose weight, and being healthy is the number one goal. I've done it, and I love the personal coaching. Profile by Sanford is different. Get a free consultation. Be your best with Profile by Sanford. Visit profileplan.com.
Fans know some things just go together. Slam dunks and three-pointers, face paint and super fans, game days and tailgates. I'm State Farm agent Scott Carlson, and I know another winning combination, home and auto. Me and my team are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which saves you time and money. So get your home and auto on the same team and score some savings. Call me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, at 342-0188.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
And here's what you need to know.
The Los Angeles Chargers have signed cornerback J.C. Jackson to a 5-year deal worth $82.5 million with $40 million guaranteed. That was first reported by the NFL Network. Tons and tons of agreements in the NFL today, including the Jacksonville Jaguars, who signed wide receiver Christian Kirk to a 4-year deal that's worth up to a reported $84 million. And the Jaguars also coming to terms with former Giants tight end Evan Ingram. Speaking of the Giants, they were a finalist for Mitchell Trubisky, but the quarterback instead chose to go and play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, signing a 2-year deal in the Steel City. The Packers have re-signed linebacker Devondre Campbell to a 5-year deal and gave linebacker Preston Smith a 4-year extension, but let go of linebackers Zadarius Smith and tackle Billy Turner. And Devontae Adams told the Packers he won't play under the franchise tag this season. Braves acquired Matt Olson in a trade with the A's. Jesse Winker on his way for the Reds to the Mariners.
Live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, live interviews, and local sports. Exclusively on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. And streaming online right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com. From the biggest national names to the hottest local stories, welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host,
All right, good Monday afternoon. A beauty today. It's always a great day in the Black Hills. We're back. We're back and ready. How was your weekend? Busy weekend, man. I'll tell you, we had high school basketball, the girls' state basketball tournaments in the books, and St. Thomas More girls winning another state championship. You take a look at this number. What is it? 7 state titles out of the last 10 years? I mean, you kind of have to count that COVID year. Not really, though. So, really, it's when you look at it, it's 7 out of the last 9 years state titles for the St. Thomas More girls. How about that run? And I'll tell you, Stevens made it to the state AA title again, back-to-back years, just come up short. Saturday night here at the Ice Arena at the Monument against Sioux Falls O'Gorman. It was a busy weekend. There was a lot of things popping, and I'll tell you, we got a ton to cover on a Monday, local, regional, national. It's always a great day in the Black Hills, and South Dakota Sports Talk Show is back on Fox Sports Rapid City. We're live from our downtown studio, brought to you in part by the Rehab Doctors, the non-operative experts in the Black Hills. If you have back pain, neck pain, knee pain, get to the Rehab Doctors, get evaluated for pain relief without surgery. That's the team since 1997 here in Rapid City. Take your first step to feeling better at therehabdoctors.com for pain relief without surgery. Remember, your choice. You have a choice for your medical care. Choose the Rehab Doctors, the official sports medicine physicians of the Rapid City Rush. On the Monday show, we got a lot to get to, I told you, so let's get after it. We will talk to Brandon Candlin tonight, head coach, St. Thomas More girls basketball. I'll tell you, what a run. What an unbelievable, it's a dynasty. I mean, it really is. It really is. You look at this team over the years, and they just keep on doing it. The St. Thomas More girls head coach, Brandon Candlin, join us as they beat Hamlin in the State A title game Saturday night out in Brookings. He'll be live coming up. Into the national side with Carrie Miller. The bracket is set, and we got the analyst, Carrie Miller, on, college basketball national writer for Bleacher Report. He's going to join us before things get really kicked off tomorrow, right? You got the first four getting ready to go, including my Wyoming Cowboys. I got more on that later, but the Pokes are in, but they got to play Indiana tomorrow night, 12 seed. We'll talk to Carrie Miller, get his take on that and more. Vikings writer Eric Thompson's on the Nate Brown Show tonight. Eric Thompson on dailynorseman.com, live from the Twin Cities. We've got NFL analyst Eric Eager with Pro Football Focus, and Jason Andera, South Dakota High School sports analyst with Midcoast Sports, live from Sioux Falls. So the girls' tournament's in the books. We'll recap that. The boys' tournament's this week. And right here in town, St. Thomas More getting set to take on Lakota Tech Thursday night, 6 o'clock game. We'll have it live on Fox Sports Rapid City, our coverage of the State A boys basketball tournament at the New Summit Arena at the Monument. This is a fun week, I'll tell you. I love this week. Just love it. Throw out the number 720-1067, the Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar Sports Line Live, 720-1067, and the Barron's Wilson text line ready to go. Direct text the show, and you're joining us on a Monday, so be a part of the program, 720-1067 on the Barron's Wilson listener text line. Okay, there's so much to cover here. I'm going to start with two of the stories that we have to hit on. Two of the stories we have to hit on, and it's two quarterbacks and their futures, okay? And I'm really not stunned. I'm not stunned by either one. And I'm actually pleasantly, I'm solid with both. I'm just solid with both of these QBs and their futures. One is Tom Brady announcing yesterday, taking all the bracket headlines, and Tom Brady coming back. And so I go back on here, and I'm wrong about a ton, right? I've told you that a million times. I'm wrong about a ton. I just got to thinking, I was very surprised that Tom Brady retired in the first place. I didn't think we'd see it, and maybe that was just me, sports talk jock, oh, yeah, hot take galore. No, Tom Brady's not going to retire, and I just couldn't see it at the premier level that he was at the top of his game, and the ultra competitor. I mean, he's an ultra competitor. And so me and my guy, Matt Kearney, we were looking at this. We didn't think it was going to happen. And by the way, Matt Kearney, producer of the Nate Brown Show, comes into the office today. You're not going to believe it. Wearing his Tom Brady Buccaneers jersey. I've never thought I would see it. As a matter of fact, I thought he would have just put that thing, framed it, because Tom was done, right? I thought he would just frame it and call it good. He kept it out, and he brought it out now that Tom Brady is back. So I'm just going to say this. He's the ultra competitor, and I said, I think a couple of months ago, whatever was going down, I said, I think this guy's going to have an unbelievably tough time. I think he's going to have an unbelievably tough time. And I joked a little bit, like, he's going to have to really talk with some people and really go through this process, because he is going to be in a bad way. He's going to be in a bad way if Tom Brady doesn't play football when he was performing at a high level. And he got into, I've got all these other things I want to do, and the production company, and this and that and this and that. It's so interesting to me. I want to get to the story behind the story. Why did he retire in the first place? And it only took this short a time to realize, I'm actually not going to retire. I'm going to come back. What's the real story with Tom Brady today? Like, what is the real story? I think people, they react. Are you surprised? Are you, this and that? I told you, I'm really not stunned today. I was more surprised when Tom Brady said, yeah, I'm going to call it quits, and Adam Schefter put that out, right, and he kind of jumped the gun. I was joking. I said, Tom Brady's just going to come back and just to spite Adam Schefter's report, jumping the gun. But it does feel like something went awry. It does feel like something went awry, and maybe it's not, but you retire after this long career, 22 years, the long career, and you retire, and then just a little while later, we're not even into much. A little while later, you're saying, I'm coming back. It's so interesting to me how that process went, what the story is, and he said, well, I'm back, and it's one of those things. I mean, think about that story. Think about that story, the short time frame in there that he realized, yeah, I don't want to retire. I want to actually play. And boy, it didn't take very long. And I will say this. For all of the Brady haters out there, I'm kind of in the middle. Am I a fan? Do I root for Tom Brady? I do not, because he's a Patriot. He was an arch nemesis of me, my Denver Broncos, meeting in the playoffs and the battles that we had over the years. I'm not a Tom Brady like, oh yeah, I really am a Tom Brady fanboy. I really, really like Tom Brady. I root against Tom Brady a lot. But I have grown in this situation to what? I love his competitive fire. There are pro athletes now, that just have all the money in the world, and they're looking for more money here and this and that. And you know what I believe is missing from a lot of them? The competitive fire that a guy like Tom Brady has. And I love that. I absolutely love that, to where Tom Brady's sitting here going, I'm going to be 45. I'm playing at a really high level. It's not time to bag it. It's time to step up. Let's get this done again. I love seeing it. By the way, the NFL is better to have Tom Brady in it. I mean, this is a massive story. Tom Brady's out, one of the all-time great players. Is he the greatest quarterback of all time? Some of you would argue. Okay, some of you argue with me, like, no way. Okay, it's arguable. And now he's back, just gone for a little bit. We didn't even get into any football activity. And now he's back in the new league year starting on Wednesday. So Tom Brady's back with the Tampa Bay Bucks. And what do I say? I love to see it. I don't love Tom, but I absolutely love to see it from a competitive standpoint, from a guy that you want to watch and you want to either beat or you want him to win. We have some Bucks fans on this program. Yes, there are Bucks fans here in the Black Hills. I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it, even though I don't love Tom. Do you get me? Do you feel me on that? So I'm good with it. I'm really excited for it, as a matter of fact. Listener text, Tom Brady only retired for 40 days. Tom should have said he was taking a well-needed vacation. That's a good point. That is a good point. I mean, it does feel like the bigger picture here. It's like, why did he go down that road so kind of quickly? Did he make a kind of a snap judgment? I don't know. He had to be thinking about it all season, you would think, right? And then he made the call. Sometimes you just need to step away. I always have this rule in life, and it's helped me. My mentor has told me, take 24 hours, whether it's in friendship, marriage, business, whatever it is, you're emotional, just take 24 hours. And in this case, Tom Brady's case, he needed to take some time. I like that. He really did. He needed to take some time. Just step back, evaluate. I don't know if we know the whole story here. I really don't know if we know the whole story. Maybe it was that quick of change of heart. Might have been. And maybe it doesn't surprise me. Why? Again, the ultra competitor. I don't think we've seen too many competitors like him. You know who I put him up there with? Like Michael Jordan. When you want to talk about competing, winning, Psycho Tom when he's playing, when he's wanting to win, I love that. And there's not too many like him. And I love that he's back. Okay, I want to ask you this, okay? Listener text, hang on here. If he's not the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's definitely one of the top 5. If he's not the best quarterback in the NFL, he's definitely one of the top 5. We're talking overall here. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll put him as the greatest quarterback of all time. Why? Just for what he's been able to do. And guys will argue with me on that a lot. Even me not being a fanboy of Tom Brady. I'm not a fanboy at all. I'm objective with Tom. I put him in that category for his unbelievable success, his leadership, his competitiveness, the whole thing. He didn't have a ton of great players around him. Okay? So I do put him there. How about currently? I think he's top 5 currently. He has to be. He led the league last year in yards and touchdowns. A lot of people forget that with Aaron Rodgers being the MVP. Tom Brady led the league last year in yards and touchdowns. So he is a top 5 current quarterback. No question. Even coming back at 45, I do believe. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
So, if I get this right, Tom Brady single-handedly won 7 Super Bowls.
No, I said he didn't have a ton of great players around him, but he had some good ones.
What do you mean? Oh, so that must be coaching.
No, that definitely factors in. But he also won in Tampa Bay. So it wasn't all Bill.
Yeah, but 6 of them were. Tom Brady was nobody until he went where? New England. Under Tom, what's his name? Bill.
But look at him. But look at him now. Look at him in Tampa. He's done really, really well, even in a new environment.
Because just listen to all you announcers and sports guys, Nate. You got to realize I'm old, retired. 3:00 in the morning, I turn it on, and I'm like, you guys give all this credit to one person. I just don't get it.
Well, you can't win that many without being the guy. You just can't.
You know one thing? You know who Bill Belichick goes out and gets? You know what he looks for, Nate?
What do you got?
What he looks for?
What do you
Honestly,
got? What do you got?
He looks at the multiple sport athlete who is winning state championships. Who is that little Welker guy? He was another one. 2-time state champion in a couple different sports. Those are the guys he went after.
No, see, that's the thing. That's the thing. You're getting me wrong. I say Tom had some good players, but not like greats. Like look at Aaron Rodgers. He's won all these games. He hasn't won 7. He hasn't won 7. Tom's won 7. He hasn't
been there since 2014, but you guys are like all excited. He's coming to Denver. I mean, we already gave Russell Wilson the world, so we can't take Aaron.
Oh,
but,
I love Russell.
You guys are putting all your money on all this hype and dream, and I'm just like, build a team.
Well, I'll tell you, if Tampa doesn't have Tom, they're nothing.
1990, you guys they threw that team out the window.
Let me just tell you this. If Tampa doesn't have Tom Brady, like if he wouldn't have came back, they're toast. They are toast. You know that.
Well, they're in a weak division.
They're toast if they don't have Brady.
Green Bay's in a weak division. I mean, come on.
All right.
Think about it. Aaron Rodgers, 2014, dude. And we're like, he's an all-pro, really?
Well, I'm saying
MVP?
There's a big gap between Aaron and Tom, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you can't even throw Aaron Rodgers in top 10 for all-time quarterbacks.
Okay.
Where's the Super Bowls? Where's the Super Bowl?
Now we might be getting somewhere. All right.
Tom ain't the greatest ever, because I don't care what you guys say. You play back when Bart Starr with no face mask, and then tell me how good Tom Brady is. All right. Tom wouldn't have lasted 20-some years. Nobody lasted that long till your generation.
By the way, quick question: who's winning the NCAA tournament? Then we get a roll. Who's winning it?
Gonzaga.
Oh, you're going to go to the well, huh? You're going to go there one more time.
Hey, I'm taking St. Mary's also as far as they'll go.
All right, buddy. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks for getting in. 720-1067 as we get started on a Monday with some just blockbuster news. I mean, just blockbuster news. And I'll just point that out, though. If you're a Tom Brady kind of hater or you think he's overvalued or this and that, I got to tell you where I'm coming from. I'm not a fan. Like what I'm saying, a fan. I am a respect. I love Tom Brady's competitiveness, his fire, his leadership. I've grown to really like that. I've grown to really, really respect it. And if Tampa Bay doesn't get Tom Brady back, are you kidding me? You look at this quarterback situation right now in this league, they are toast. And that's why Tom Brady's the guy. I don't think he's going to win again. I don't think so, but I've learned a long time ago, don't doubt him. But I don't think he's going to win again, but he gives them a shot now. It's just like any team with the QB. My Broncos have a shot, and now the Bucs do. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
I always get a kick out of the Tom Brady-Belichick argument because Michael Jordan, a lot of people would say is a GOAT, right?
Yes.
But you never hear the Phil Jackson part of it.
No, very rarely. Rarely.
You never hear, and he went on to L.A., and if I recall correctly, did pretty well there, too.
Yes.
So I always wonder why people don't argue the same on both sides of the fence there.
Because I said Tom went to Tampa and keeps winning. I mean, that makes a difference, right?
Yep. No, I agree. Michael left Chicago. He didn't keep winning.
Right.
Right. So, it's hard. It's just, I always get a kick out. I think Phil does. It's almost the same argument. Michael really didn't do much.
No, that's a good
point. And then Phil came along, and all of a sudden, things started to turn.
Yep, same story in L.A.
Tom Brady gets nailed. And I'm not Tom Brady. I don't hate him, but I don't have anything. I don't own nothing of Tom Brady.
Right.
I think he's a good competitor.
Yes,
I think he's awesome,
yes.
and I don't think he gets enough respect for what he does.
I gotcha.
Honestly.
Oh, interesting.
So,
well, you just took it a step further, but.
Why not? Let's get it going on Monday and let people bitch all week.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
See you later.
Thanks for getting in. All right. Tom Brady doesn't get as much respect as he deserves. Well, see, we got both sides of the fence here. This is a big, big range. This is a wide range. Really quick here, because I got to get to this. Really quick. It's my question of the day as we start on a Monday, the Nate Brown Show, asking you, did the Vikings make a good call in extending Kirk Cousins through 2023? Okay, these are the two quarterbacks that I opened the show with this. Two quarterbacks' futures have been decided, at least in the immediacy here. In the immediacy. Tom Brady's back. I respect it. Love to see him back. Just love to see him back. Kirk Cousins is back with the Vikings. What do I think? That's the only play you could make. You just look at the landscape. You look at the market. You look at the situation, salary cap-wise. They extended him to save some money now, to save some cap room now. Can the Vikings build a better roster now? Is Kirk Cousins the problem? Well, his dollar amount kind of is. So let's get that dollar amount stretched out a little bit. And do we believe in Kirk Cousins enough that he can get this offense performing at a pretty high level again, which they did the last 2 years? I know people don't want to believe that, but the offense wasn't the problem the last 2 years. It was the defense. Nobody ever wants to believe that with the Vikings. You just look at and break it down. Even some of the Vikings fans, even if you don't love Kirk. Do I love Kirk? I don't love Kirk. I like Kirk. Why? Last 2 seasons, he's done enough with the offense to get this team competitive. The defense has been in the bottom, not mid-range, the bottom. You can't win with one of the league's worst defenses. You just can't. So, Kirk Cousins is back. What's your reaction to the Vikings call? Listener text right now, 720-1067. What other choice did the Vikings have? They saved money. The contract is actually 3 years, but the last 2 years are voidable. And that's the thing. They save money now. They save some money now. Kirk's still going to get a healthy payday, okay? They're in on him like $40 million for this next year. Okay? But they move some of that other money back. Okay? It's how they structure it. That's how this game works. It's how they structure it. They needed to get some things done right now. And I've said all along, I would not get rid of Kirk. I love that the Broncos have Russell Wilson. I take that all day and Sunday, especially Sunday. But I like that the Vikings keep Kirk Cousins. It's not a mistake. What's your read on it? What's your reaction to the Vikings extending Kirk Cousins? Let's get the vote total. Let's bring it up. What is it? I gave one option is, come on, why? What's your reaction to the Vikings extending Kirk Cousins? Is it, why, please? Or smart? Best option. What is it? Smart? Best option? Or, come on, why? Why Kirk? 65% say it was smart and the best option for the Vikings to do that. 65% of the audience so far say Vikings made a smart call, best option to keep Kirk through this next season and the next one. 35% say, come on, why? So the Kirk Cousins legacy continues in Minnesota. The Tom Brady legacy continues in the NFL history books. And it's a great one. Maybe the greatest of all time. I love to see him back. It's a really interesting deal how it happened, but I love to see it back. And Kirk Cousins, I like that he's there with the Vikings. You guys should be fine and competitive if you can get your defense figured out. That's been the issue, not Kirk. Eric Thompson next, Vikings writer, DailyNorseman.com. We got a lot to cover. I'm going to get the picks from Kerry Miller tonight. National college basketball writer for Bleacher Report. He's filled out his bracket. We've got him coming up. It's a busy day. Hang on.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show. Remember to follow us on Twitter @NateBrownShow and like us on Facebook by searching Fox Sports Rapid City.
All right, here it is. The Fox Sports Rapid City Bracket Challenge is back, brought to you by Shields in Port 54. Now's the time to fill out your bracket and have your shot to win $250 tab to Port 54 and a $250 gift card to Shields. Sign up and make your picks at foxsportsrapidcity.com. It's March Madness, brought to you by Shields in Port 54. Enter your bracket right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
Hi, this is Britt Wickett at Elevate Performance. If you have an athlete in your family that is looking for sports training with proven results, Elevate Performance is ready to work with you. Our approach is different. We train one-on-one or in a small group, keeping the focus on your athlete, getting them to perform at their best. If your child is in middle school or high school, we have plenty of training options to fit your schedule. Take your game to the next level with Elevate Performance. To get your training started, visit elevateperformancesd.com.
It's been said many times that life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Have you been making plans to invest in new windows? Renewal by Andersen makes the best windows. It's that simple. And right now, Renewal by Andersen has an incredible financing offer. No money down, no interest, no payments for 1 full year, no payments for a year. Book your free estimate right now at rbarapidcity.com, and remember, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Hi, this is Jeremy with Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, inviting you to kickstart your morning by dropping by and grabbing some fresh donuts. I want to thank you for voting us the best in the Black Hills. We're up early making your favorite donuts, so stop by and bring some to the office. Everybody loves Jerry's Cakes and Donuts, and we love you, so stop by, get a great selection, and brighten up your day. Serving Rapid City for over 40 years, Jerry's Cakes and Donuts at 109 East Omaha, and remember to like Jerry's on Facebook for some great giveaways.
Ever since Barron's Wilson Funeral Home first opened their doors in Rapid City 140 years ago, they have continued to make personal service their #1 priority. In your time of grief, they offer a personal touch by being at your side through every step of the funeral process. They answer difficult questions and guide you toward other professional services you may need. See for yourself the wide variety of services they can provide for you by visiting their website at barronswilson.com.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid.
We're back on a Monday. Man, it's a beauty today in the Black Hills, kicking off the big basketball week. March Madness is here. We know that. The Fox Sports Rapid City Bracket Challenge is here. Have you entered your bracket yet? Here we go, foxsportsrapidcity.com. Go there, foxsportsrapidcity.com. Why? We're going to throw a March Madness party this Saturday from 3 to 6 at Pour 54. Games are going to be on. And I just talked to the guys at 454, man. They're ready to roll. 54 taps. We got free drinks for the 25 invited guests, okay? You have to enter a bracket to get in our listener appreciation party this Saturday from 3 to 6. So do that. foxsportsrapidcity.com. Enter your bracket. You're gonna do the bracket challenge anyway, so see if you give yourself a chance to make our party this Saturday at Pour 54. Free drinks, free food. We're going to have some fun. Saturday 3 to 6. Looking forward to it. foxsportsrapidcity.com. That's where you want to go to enter today. We're going to pull out the 25 winners for the party tomorrow night, okay? So you're kind of running out of time. You got about 20, well, you got a little bit of time here. A little bit of time. About 24 hours left to get in that opportunity to get to our listener appreciation party this weekend. Let's go to Eric Thompson, Vikings writer, DailyNorseman.com in the Twin Cities. Here on the Nate Brown Show, Fox Sports Rapid City. Find him on Twitter at Eric_J_Thompson. You can follow him there. Eric, good to get you on. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Well, I'm doing good. So, yeah, that was a pep in your step there, man. Like, you're doing great. So should I read into that, meaning Vikings have secured Kirk Cousins for a couple more seasons, and you're excited?
Well, I think it probably has to do more with the weather. Like, the snow is actually melting here in the Twin Cities a little bit. We got a little bit this morning, but it's going to be like 55 tomorrow or something like that. So I'm probably more excited about that.
I like that. Okay, spring forward and springtime weather, and so the sun. You're seeing the sun in Minnesota. Okay, so now that we have that cleared up, let me get your reaction here. My question is to the audience today. I said, was it a smart play by the Vikings to do this, the best option, or it was just a mistake? Where would you vote?
Man, it's TBD. I think I think it really shows that the Vikings, the new regime with Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell, they want to win. They want to be competitive right away, and I think they're going to be more competitive with Kirk Cousins compared to the other options that they had. I really think it says a lot about you've seen the other moves around the league as well in regards to quarterback, and I think that kind of says the lack of confidence in this current class of quarterbacks. I think a lot of them have a lot of potential, but there are definitely no sure things, and I think a lot of them are going to take some time to develop. So with kind of kicking the salary cap down a couple years and basically making Cousins the quarterback for at least the next 2 seasons for the Vikings, I think they want to be competitive. Just overall, though, I think that it makes the degree of difficulty for building the team the way that these guys want that much more difficult because it gives less wiggle room. You see what the Chargers have been doing with loading their roster on, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They can do that because they have a stud quarterback on a rookie deal. It's tough, a lot tougher to do that, even when the cap hits a little less. And I understand why the Vikings had to do that. They still have a couple moves to make to get under the cap. It just makes it pretty difficult. It's a tough line to kind of tightrope on right now.
It's interesting. So the Vikings had to do it this way. Kirk Cousins is still going to get paid a big amount, but it's just how they structured it, right, Eric? So they can move some money back. But this means that Kirk really didn't take a discount here. What do you think the fan base thinks of that play? Kirk never has taken a discount, quote-unquote, for the team. Where does that land?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just solidifies wherever you thought about Kirk Cousins going in before this deal. I think it's just made that more cemented. If you liked Cousins and you thought that he gives the Vikings a good chance to win, and you think he's reasonable for the amount they pay, I think that's fine because the cap hits a little bit less, and there are certainly worse options that you can do with Kirk Cousins. But if you're kind of of the opinion of, well, I think the Vikings have kind of reached their ceiling with Kirk Cousins, that he's had 4 years with the team, and they haven't really accomplished a whole lot outside of one playoff win. I think you're more solidified in that as well. So I kind of probably lean towards the latter just because it's so difficult to build with so many holes around this team that the Vikings have to address still to be that upper echelon kind of contender in the NFC. It's going to be really difficult.
Okay, should Kirk have taken a discount? I mean, what's your opinion, Eric? This is a tough one because guys get paid what they get paid. He's looking at the market, and he just says, I'm going to get paid what I get paid.
Yeah, I mean, the guy has bet on himself. I mean, you think a fourth-round pick who was basically drafted to be the guy behind RG3 when he first came into the league. Now he's going to be sitting at over $200 million in career earnings. And so you got to tip your hat to the guy because he's really bet on himself and he's won. And that old saying is the best ability is availability, and that is the one thing that you can dispute as much of Cousins on the field as you want. The fact that he's on the field basically almost every game throughout his career, I think that's a huge part. And again, you could definitely do worse, and it's really scary especially with this quarterback class to think, to press that reset button and kind of basically start over if you're the Vikings. And I think that both the ownership and the new GM and coach decided that they could still do it with Cousins. I just, it just maybe it feels like, Kevin O'Connell is like, oh, maybe I can get the absolute most and get Cousins over the hump. Maybe, but, we have a decade of evidence, so it's like the guy is literally an exactly 500 quarterback. And again, we can get into quarterback wins and all that fun stuff, but it's going to be, they're going to have a lot of hits in the draft over the next couple of years if they really do want to be competitive.
Eric Thompson on Vikings writer, DailyNorseman.com here on the Nate Brown Show, talking Cousins and Vikings. Cousins going to be there this next season and the next one. So I've said last 2 years, the defense has been in the bottom 5. In the bottom 5 in the league. You can't have it. Can they get that fixed?
Probably not in 1 year. Again, if they have maybe like a Saints draft where they have, from 4 or 5 years ago, where they just nail a bunch of picks that have become immediate impact starters and have on cheap contracts, sure. But there are a lot of holes to address. They don't know exactly who's going to be playing linebacker, maybe outside of Kendricks, and there's been rumblings of maybe trying to deal Kendricks. I think he comes back, but it sounds like Anthony Barr is probably out. Who knows what they're going to be doing on the defensive side, defensive line outside of out of Hunter. They still probably have to restructure Hunter to free up some more money there. The secondary has really been a mess over the last couple of years. There are way more questions than answers. So. Yeah, I think there's definitely room for improvement, especially after the last 2 seasons. But I would be very surprised if they were back into the top half, top 10 that the Vikings fans have been used to from most of the middle of the last decade.
I want to ask you, do you think there was this report over the weekend like, the Vikings are taking a look at Deshaun Watson? That look must have not been very long. Should they have really made a big play there?
Boy, that's a loaded question just with all the Watson's off-the-field things. I think, all things being equal, yes, there's a lot more potential, I think, with Watson. He's shown that he can do a lot on the field. But with so many question marks on whether or not he's going to be able to play. Of course, he got cleared of criminal charges. There's a lot of civil cases still out there. It just would have been really tricky, I think, to sell. As that's the first major move of this new regime, to have a player with so many off the field flags. I mean, again, that's a whole different conversation we can have with exactly that whole situation. But I think it sounded like the Cousins getting restructured was a lot more likely, and what ended up happening.
Daily Norseman, that's where you go, Vikings fans. These guys are fans like you. Vikings writer, DailyNorseman.com. It's Eric Thompson on the Nate Brown Show, and Kirk Cousins. His legacy continues for the Vikes. Eric, I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Always a pleasure, Nate. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for the time. Eric Thompson tonight from the Twin Cities, where the sun is out and the snow is melting. That's the bright side. No, it's all good. It's all good, right? Eric Thompson, good stuff. Vikings writer, DailyNorseman.com. Let's update the poll question. What do you think? What's your reaction to the Vikings extending Kirk Cousins? They moved some of this cap situation back in his contract. He's still getting paid big dollars at the tune of $40 million this next season. Okay, he's still getting paid big dollars. What's the reaction to the Vikings keeping Cousins for the next 2 years? Smart or come on, please? Why? 66% here on the Nate Brown Show say it was smart for the Vikings to do it. All right, All right, we got some Cousins fans on a Monday. Wow, hard to find them sometimes, but 66% say Smart, best option. 34% say, come on, why would you extend Cousins? Listener text, 720-1067. No other choice for the Vikes. Should have traded him last year. They're still going to lose. Okay. Bright side there. Listener text, it was Smart, the best option they had. And so I'll say that. That's been my answer, right, as I threw that question out this morning. The answer is it was smart for the Vikings to do it, I believe. Because you have to look, even if you don't love Kirk, I said this before the whole thing came out over the weekend, that Kirk's coming back and the whole thing. Who are you going to get? Before you get rid of, in my opinion, he's top 10 quarterback. From a production standpoint, last 2 years especially, he's been top 10. The defense has been bottom 5. Bottom 5. I mean, other quarterbacks have not performed at his level performance-wise, and they still win a little bit more because they have a better team. Okay? And say, well, they pay Cousins too much. That's why they don't have a good team. Well, that's a discussion you can have. But that deal's already done. And Kirk's not taking a discount. Okay? That's another discussion you can have. But the deal is, it was the smart, best option you have, Vikings fans. The only problem I have, what does it say? Well, here we go again. Doesn't it kind of feel like that? Even if I make arguments that Kirk did this and Kirk does that, and you can win with Kirk, I make those arguments, it does feel like, oh, here we go again. Is it the same old Vikings, 9-8, 8-9? Is it the same old Vikings? I hope not, but it does feel like that. It just feels like that. Listener text, sorry, but he is a major choker. Get a rookie and start over. Tough call, though. Tough call, especially in this class, especially right now. And last week I said every NFL team, or a lot of them, think they're just a couple of players away. The Broncos, my team, we've been saying that for 6 years. Oh, we're just a quarterback away. Well, I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Because if we were just a quarterback away, I mean, a defensive player away. Oh, we take Patrick Surtain. Okay, everybody thinks they're right there. I don't know if the Vikings' defense is right there. I don't know if they are right there. And then you throw a rookie into that mix, and I know you got to start a rebuild at some point. I don't know if that's now with this rookie quarterback class from what I see. I don't know if that's now. And a new coach coming in, new GM, they want to try and win now. Kerry Miller's in next. Who is he going to have win the whole thing? NCAA March Madness. The tournament starts, I guess, tomorrow night with my Wyoming Cowboys against Indiana. What do we think there for the Pokes? Okay, first 4 starts tomorrow. Our college basketball bracket challenge is up live at foxsportsrapidcity.com. Sign up. You might get one of the tickets to our listener appreciation party this Saturday. Free food and drinks, $4.54, 3 to 6, Saturday. But you got to get your bracket in right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com. We're going to pull out 25 winners for the party. You'll get a ticket to the show Saturday. We're going to do those winners tomorrow night after the show, okay? Kerry Miller's in next to break down the bracket. Get a little pointers here. He'll give you some pointers. Bleacher Report's #1 college basketball writer next.
You're listening to the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. The Nate Brown Show on foxsportsrapidcity.com and live on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Are you dreaming of summer adventures? Plan for fun, but wait to pay with help from Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Through March 31st, take advantage of BHFCU's recreational vehicle loan specials. Wait 90 days until your first payment or cash in on a low rate and prepare for summer fun. Learn more at bhfcu.com. Text or call 605-718-1818 or discuss BHFCU financing with your dealer. Other restrictions apply. BHFCU is a member-owned, not-for-profit.
First Gold Gaming Resort always has more exciting ways for you to win big. Just slide your club card into your favorite machine every time you play to win your share of $8,600 in weekend promo hot seat giveaways. Win $1,000 on the hour every hour from 6 p.m. till midnight every Saturday, which leads up to Deadwood's biggest single night giveaway, the $12,000 Golden Cash Blast on Saturday, March 26th. First Gold Gaming Resort. It's where Deadwood begins and the winning never ends.
Physical therapy, athletic training, and sports science all at one place. Physio in Rapid City. Dr. Dan Jensen and his team at Physio are ready to help you perform at your best. From the youth athlete to the active adult, trust the team at Physio. Physio offers the skilled, personalized approach to physical therapy and athletic training, building the best athletes in the Black Hills as the official strength and conditioning provider for Stevens, Central, and the Rapid City Rush. Learn more at bhphysio.com.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
With 2 locations in Rapid City, Pizza Ranch is ready to serve your family. Every Wednesday is Kids Day. This is the best deal out there with the best buffet in town. One child 12 and under eats free for every regular priced adult at the Pizza Ranch Buffet Wednesdays. And don't forget their senior special every Tuesday for $8.99. The Pizza Ranch Buffet. It's all good at the Pizza Ranch with 2 locations in Rapid City. And remember, daily online specials for carryout or delivery at PizzaRanch.com.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Remember to catch me weekday mornings from 7 until 10 a.m. right here on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. Fox Sports Rapid City. And now, back to Rapid City's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Hey, welcome back in the Nate Brown Show live as we get cranking on a Monday. Big week, man. We got college basketball. First 4 tomorrow night. My Wyoming Cowboys taking on Indiana. That's tough sledding there. That is tough sledding for the Pokes. 25-8. The Pokes get in the tourney, but they have to play in this first 4 deal tomorrow night against a hot Indiana team. The Pokes are 25-8. They split with Colorado State this season. Colorado State has 25 wins as well, and they got a 6 seed? What did I miss here? Colorado State's a 6 seed, 25 wins. Wyoming a 12 seed, first 4 team, 25 wins. They both got beat in the semifinals of the conference tournament. What did I miss here? All right, let's go to the expert. He'll tell me. Kerry Miller is in. Bleacher Report, college basketball writer. Let's break down some brackets. Kerry Miller on Twitter at Carrance James, and he's live on the Nate Brown Show, Fox Sports Rapid City. Kerry, thanks for coming on. How are you?
Nate, I'm doing well. Good to be with you.
Okay, man, I got the first question. First question right there. I mean, I'm a Wyoming homer, okay? So I understand. I love the Pokes, okay? They play in the first 4 tomorrow against Indiana. I don't think it's going to be an easy game there. I think that's a tough one for the Pokes. But I don't know how they get the 12 seed. A team like Colorado State gets a 6 seed. I know it's, win quadrant 1, this and that. Is Colorado State that much better than Wyoming?
Oh, the metrics certainly think so. I had Colorado State as a 6.
You did? Okay.
I was surprised more so that Boise State was 2 lines behind Colorado State, considering they swept the Mountain West titles.
Yeah.
But Colorado State, they put together a really impressive non-conference schedule, something that Wyoming certainly did not. The only game they played of any real note was the 30-point loss to Arizona. So that hurt them. The BPI hated Wyoming. I don't know why. We need to do some sort of audit on ESPN's BPI because that was horrible. I think that weighed down the Cowboys all season long. But they just kind of sputtered to the finish line.
Yeah, they did.
After they won those 4 straight against the San Diego State, Boise State, Colorado State, and I believe Utah State was the other. they were up to a 7 seed for me, and then they just kind of, trickled down from there with the rough finish.
Yeah, you're right on that. Wyoming lost quite a bit here towards the end. So they play in this first 4. What do you think of Indiana? What do you think of that matchup tomorrow night?
I'll tell you, I did not think much of Indiana until about 4 days ago. Yeah. They were, the only thing they were good at during the regular season was building up a lead and then throwing it away. And then all of a sudden they, pulled off that miraculous 17-point comeback against Michigan in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. And then, obviously the huge win over Illinois really turned things around for them, at least from a resume perspective. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be the best of the first 4 games. I think Maldonado and EK can really go to war with Xavier Johnson and Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was wondering how that matchup looked, and I think it looks, I don't know, it might be okay for Wyoming. It's going to be tough. Indiana's hot right now. Kerry Miller on. Pokes are in the first 4. That's tomorrow night as this thing gets going. So let's look at the number 1 seeds. Gonzaga, Baylor, Arizona, Kansas. Any arguments there?
No. I think if Kentucky had won the SEC tournament, they would have gotten that spot that Baylor got. At least that's where I was at with them heading into I guess it was Saturday when they played Tennessee and when before Kansas won the Big 12 tournament. But I think Gonzaga, Arizona, Kansas, they were, if not unanimous, they should have been. And I think once Duke and Auburn and Kentucky all lost, it pretty much became Baylor just because they had so many Quadrant 1 wins during the season.
Okay, I'll ask you about the Big Ten. They just get a boatload of teams in. Even Michigan gets in there at an 11 seed. The Big Ten, is that correct? That many teams?
Yeah, I mean, I had 9 in from the Big Ten. None of those were a surprise to me, but it does feel like they have probably 5 or 6 Sweet 16 caliber teams and no Final Four caliber teams. Feels a lot like last year in that regard. Except last year they at least had Michigan was a 1 seed. They were supposed to get one of their many teams in and didn't. This year it doesn't even feel like they're supposed to get anybody that far. I mean, they didn't end up with anybody on the 1 or 2 line. So would be a surprise, even though I have seen a lot of people picking Iowa to the Final Four. I don't know what's up with that. They must have only watched Iowa in the Big Ten tournament.
Okay. I was wondering. I've been watching Iowa a little bit. What's your read on Iowa? Played well in the Big Ten tournament. We know that now. You don't think Iowa is up there? Iowa's not up there with Wisconsin, teams like that?
I think if you're picking a Big Ten team to the Final Four, that's a good one because they can get so hot. Keegan Murray's arguably the best player in the country outside of maybe Oscar Tshiebwe. But, I mean, Iowa is, efficiency-wise, the exact same Iowa from last year that got, they blew out a 15 seed in the first round and then they got just routed by Oregon in the second round. All season long, they've been blowing out bad teams and struggling with the good ones until they finally beat Purdue yesterday. So, I don't trust them to beat Kansas, that's for sure.
Okay, Iowa is playing Richmond, and I look at this bracket, Kerry. A second-round matchup could happen with South Dakota State, so you tell me about our Jackrabbits here. 30 wins. They went undefeated in the Summit League. Number 1 3-point shooting team in the country, 45%. Can South Dakota State beat Providence?
Yes, they can. I'm picking that 100%. Before the brackets even came out, I think everybody was going to pick against Providence, and everybody was going to be excited to pick South Dakota State because, like you said, best three-point shooting team. They could miss 80 consecutive three-pointers and still be leading the nation in three-point percentage. That's how far ahead of the pack they've been. And Providence just loves to play those close games. They live in those games where it comes down to a last-second shot. And if I'm picking any team in the country that I want taking a last-second shot, it's South Dakota State because they have the highest percentage in the country. So I think they can pull that off, and then I think that subsequent Iowa-South Dakota State games, like 110 to 104, like just no defense, all of the offense, could be a fascinating game.
Boy, that could be interesting. And in our part of the country here, South Dakota State, Iowa right next door, but in different worlds. And, boy, that could be a second-round matchup. Really, really interesting. So, Kerry Miller, Bleacher Report, give me your breakdown of a Final Four. Okay, give me your breakdown of a Final Four.
Yeah, I pick upsets early on, and then I end up pretty chalky in the end. So I have Gonzaga, Arizona, and Kansas, and then I have Kentucky as my only non-one, and even there are two that should have been a one if they would have won on Saturday. So that's my Final Four. I have Baylor going out early. I have Auburn going out early. Couple of 12s and 13s pulling off first-round upsets, but try and always stick with some of the best teams, and at least last year it worked for me. I had Gonzaga, Baylor in the championship.
That did work. By the way, you say South Dakota State can beat Providence. You said you marked that one? You're going to take that?
Yeah, I am. I have Iowa winning over South Dakota State in the subsequent round, but I think I haven't checked the books yet, but I think Providence is only like a 3-point favorite. Like it's going to be the lowest spread I think we've ever seen in a 4-13 game.
Okay, interesting. I'm wondering about that. Give me your other upsets there. You said, hey, I got a 12, 13. South Dakota State's a 13. A couple more upsets here in the first round.
Yeah, I don't believe I picked any 14s. I know I didn't pick any 15s. Certainly no 16. And South Dakota State might have been the only 13, but I definitely have UAB over Houston. I think UAB is the best mid-major in the country, and certainly Houston has question marks with their complete lack of quality wins all season long. I think I'm not picking it, but I certainly think the Wyoming Indiana winner could knock off St. Mary's. Okay. If you have to have your brackets in and you have to throw the play-in game in there before we even know who it is, I guess I would be okay with that. But I think St. Mary's should win.
Okay, really interesting breakdown. Gonzaga, people say, Kerry, they have the easiest road. Do you agree?
I think Kentucky has the easiest road, at least to the Elite Eight. Now, they're not a 1 seed. I think Baylor certainly has the toughest road. I don't know if Gonzaga necessarily has the easiest. I mean, Memphis waiting there at the 9, probably the toughest of the second-round games for the 1 seeds. And Arkansas, if they show up like they have been for the last 2 months, that is a tough opponent in the Sweet 16. So it won't be a cakewalk to the Final Four, but I do have Gonzaga winning it all like I so often do, and it never works out for us.
Kerry Miller on tonight, BleacherReport.com, has worked there. Follow him on Twitter at Carrance James. It's that time of year. Kerry, always good to have you. Thanks for coming on.
You got it, Nate. Take care.
Appreciate it. Kerry Miller, we've had him a lot. Talking college hoops. We got him right here. That's a few games for you. College basketball writer, Bleacher Report, covering the tournament this week. A few games for you for your bracket. A reminder, okay, we got a couple of things going here with Fox Sports Rapid City Bracket Challenge this year. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun. Ton of people signed up. We had a winner. Of course, the winner is a $500 grand prize. We got a $250 gift card to Pour 54. We got a $250 gift card to Shields. Okay, so that's the winner of our bracket challenge gets that. And then we're going to have 25 people that we select tomorrow night. So go to foxsportsrapidcity.com, fill out your bracket right now, and then you might get a ticket to our listener appreciation party, which is this Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. The games will be on at Pour 54 in their sports zone upstairs. We're going to have free food coming out. We're going to have free drinks. You get a credit when you walk in. So 25 people for the Pour 54 Fox Sports Rapid City Listener Appreciation March Madness Party this Saturday, 3 to 6. But you got to enter a bracket to be entered there, okay? Got to enter a bracket. And we'll see if you can win those tickets for Saturday. We'll be hosting that at Pour 54, 3 to 6 p.m. So go to foxsportsrapidcity.com, enter your bracket, and we'll pull out 25 winners for our party tomorrow night. After the show, we're going to get that party guest list lined up. Okay, foxsportsrapidcity.com. Enter the bracket challenge. Good luck. We're back with Jason Andera talking high school hoops. Girls are done. Boys coming up this week. Let's discuss with Jason Andera, Midcoast Sports, next.
From high school to college to the pros, this is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapids.
It's been said many times that life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Have you been making plans to invest in new windows? Renewal by Andersen makes the best windows. It's that simple. And right now, Renewal by Andersen has an incredible financing offer. No money down, no interest, no payments for 1 full year. No payments for a year. Book your free estimate right now at rbarapidcity.com, and remember, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
This is your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly clear skies tonight with a low of 32. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Highs level off around 65. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 39. Highs around 53 Wednesday with a chance for scattered rain showers. 53 Thursday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 50.
Do you have CNA experience? Are you looking for something other than a medical setting? If so, a career at Black Hills Works might be for you. Black Hills Works helps adults with disabilities live, work, and play in and around the community. We are now hiring for direct support professionals, case managers, residential support specialists, and behavioral health techs. Receive a highly competitive wage on top of an awesome benefits package. Learn more at blackhillsworks.org/careers today.
Come and join us at Black Hills Works.
Not all trusts fit in a box. We do our best to put a personal touch on each one and really listen to our customers and make sure that we take care of them the very best that we can.
We are going to apply the best of our knowledge and ability and care to really analyze their situation and find all the best solutions that we possibly can.
We customize what we do to what you need. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local.
Hi, it's Colin Coward. Great to be in the Black Hills. Get in the herd weekdays 10 to 1 on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show, back on a Monday. It's 5. It's 5 o'clock. You know, we spring forward yesterday. We were all tired and that whole thing, but now it's good, man. We got sunlight. We're going strong. We got sunlight. 106.7 FM on 1150 AM. See, 1150 AM goes 5 states strong, so you can get us when the sun's up. I mean, all over this region. During the long, cold, dark winter, that AM has to turn down at sundown, and we then we start hearing from people, Wyoming, Nebraska, welcome in. The light is on. 1150 AM, welcome in. The Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City, inviting Jason Antera on tonight. We've had him all season, of course, football, basketball. Girls basketball is done for the year. We crowned state champions Saturday night. Now we got boys basketball this week. Jason Antera covering it. Midco Sports, high school sports analyst. Antera Midco on Twitter, at Antera Midco, and he's in tonight. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing great. This is so much fun this time of year. And last weekend was awesome with the girls' tournaments, and looking forward to high school tournaments this weekend, too.
Okay, let me get your reaction to the girls' weekend. So there were upsets along the way. I mean, some massive ones. Viborg Hurley in Class B wins the whole thing as an 8th seed. They win the whole thing. I don't know if I remember that happening. And then you got Sioux Falls, Washington girls out here. I go to that first game of the state AA, and Washington loses. They've been untouchable all season long. What's your reaction to those games?
I was shocked. I mean, and a lot of times you're trained not to be shocked because anything can happen. But in this case, Washington losing to me was the biggest shock because Jefferson came in. They had a couple seniors, but they weren't the key players on the team. They hadn't done this before. They played them fairly close in the regular season the second time, but I mean, I just didn't see that one happening at all. So that was the big shocker for me. Viborg Hurley winning, I thought maybe they had a shot there, but for them to beat the 1 seed and then to go out and take Corsica Stickney out, who has been a top team the last 3 years, and then in the title game to take the 2 seed out, that was unprecedented. I could see them winning 1, maybe 2, and by the time they'd won 2, they were playing full of confidence, and their offensive skills, I mean, they took it to another level in that championship game. That they were the best offensive team in that tournament, and that's what got them the win. Even though, defense does win championships, especially in Girls B, but their offense was better than everybody else's.
I'll tell you, in the State A, you take out the COVID year that we didn't have, St. Thomas More girls have won 6 out of the last 8 state championships in Class A. 6 out of the last 8, and they do it again. I don't think a lot of people saw this one coming.
No, I didn't see it coming. You saw when St. Thomas More struggled a few times throughout the year, but I don't think we saw Reese Ross coming. And I'll tell you what, we all knew she was a good player, but she went to another level in the State A tournaments, and that was the difference, man. She won that game in the first round with a big shot as the clock started winding down, and she came through with 2 huge performances on Friday and Saturday night, which just left the rest of the field sunk. And I've watched a lot of high school games, and I know that anything can happen, but I was surprised. I was surprised by a lot of the ways those teams could not get anything going offensively. I know they had to see some of the best defenses they've seen all year, night after night after night, but didn't expect to see all those teams go and check out. But, hey, congratulations. St. Thomas More, they did it with team effort. Brandon Candlin knows what he's doing, obviously, and that's the kind of coach that you need. Somebody who's been there, done that, gives that team confidence. They know that defense travels, and then they get a huge performance from Reese Ross.
I'll tell you, 22-point win for St. Thomas More in the State A championship out in Brookings on Saturday. We'll talk to Coach Brandon Candlin later this hour on the program. Jason Andera's in tonight breaking down the girls' state tourneys, Midco Sports High School sports analyst. One more here. Stevens girls, they get there.
Yeah.
That's back-to-back appearances in the AA state title game. Can't get by O'Gorman. What'd you think? That was a close one Saturday.
Yeah, they played along with O'Gorman for a while, and O'Gorman just has so many weapons, and I think we saw another coming out party of a really good player in Molly Abdouche. We knew she was good, but man, she really showcased what she can do taking over that game. But I have to say, the rest of the state knows that Jada McNabb is right there with the best players in the state, and that first game she came out, didn't get it going offensively and still affected the game. That's when you know you have a special player. She didn't have to score a lot of points to really affect that game and get them past Central, and then she took over and had some big games after that. So kudos to Stevens. Back-to-back years, a lot of good players, a lot of young players still coming up through that system. I think Adam Dannon got a good thing going, and I think he can keep it going for a while.
Yeah, I think the Stevens girls program's in good shape. Back-to-back appearances in the AA state title game. Stevens girls still trying to get that first elusive state championship win.
Yeah.
Jason, before I let you run, couple more. Let's go to the boys, and I want to go Class A. We've got the Class A tournament here at the Summit Arena at the Monument, and St. Thomas More is the 2 seed. I really like the spot they're in. They play Lakota Tech Thursday night. Lakota Tech can shoot the lights out. St. Thomas More, maybe the best defensive team in Class A by the numbers. What do you think of the Class A field here with St. Thomas More?
Yeah, after watching last weekend, whatever I say, just, to kind of do the opposite. That's how it went. And I don't know. This A tournament feels like it could be on that same par. This Dakota Valley team, to me, has been the standard. But St. Thomas More played with them, and I think they can play with them in the next 3 days here, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think they could see a date on Saturday night with St. Thomas More. That seems the most likely to me, is that those teams move on. There's a couple other
What about Sioux Falls
teams.
Christian? Right away for Dakota Valley. Right away.
Yeah, right away. They're going to test them for sure. They can play. They've got some big guys in that lineup that can handle Isaac Bruns, and I think it's really comes down to matchups. You talk to a lot of these coaches, and they're all about the matchups. And Sioux Falls Christian can match up with anybody because they have height and they have wings with long arms, and they got shooters, and they got inside play. So that's a team that can match up. Would expect a close game for sure in that one. Again, Sioux Valley made it all the way to the finals last year, and they have their best player back. Personally, I don't think they're playing their best ball, but who knows? They did it last year. They pulled a run together. So did Christian. So many good teams But I do think I really have to go with chalk here. I really think Dakota Valley and St. Thomas More have a chance to meet up on Saturday night.
Okay. All right. You heard it here first from Jason Andera, Midco Sports. And you're getting to go out, a little bonus coverage. Yeah. South Dakota State, Providence. You're going to be there?
How about that? Be a follower of mine on Twitter. I'll take you place to place behind the scenes and get to see the Jackrabbits as they try to knock off the 4 seed. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I think I was like third in line to go, but sometimes things work out.
All right.
People have to do things and commitments, and I get to go.
Have you ever covered an NCAA tournament game?
No.
Okay. All
no,
right.
This is, usually I'm the high school guy, but the way things worked out, they're like, we need to call up Jason from the injured reserve list, and I'm there. I'm
That's
ready
not
to
a
go.
bad assignment. Good assignment. Okay, follow him on Twitter for it, @Andera Midco. Jason on tonight. Jason, always good, man. Enjoy the week.
You bet. Take care.
Thanks for the time. Jason Andera tonight on the Nate Brown Show, Fox Sports Rapid City. High school sports analyst breaking down the season all season long. Midco Sports. He's on Twitter @Andera Midco. He likes St. Thomas More boys to make a run, get into the state title game against Dakota Valley. He likes St. Thomas More boys against Dakota Valley on a state title game. That would be the number 1 against the number 2. I don't know if the number 1's going to make it out of Thursday afternoon. We've seen number 1s go down in the girls tournament, AA. Or I should say B, right? AA and B. It's going to happen in Class A boys. Dakota Valley has to play Sioux Falls Christian. That's a showdown of some East River teams that are really, really good Thursday at the Summit Arena at the Monument. St. Thomas More on our coverage on Fox Sports Rapid City. We'll have that game live. Jerome Wickersham, Dean Gurr with the call of the Class A boys tournament. St. Thomas More, Lakota Tech, Thursday night at 6. Speaking of high school basketball, I have to ask this question. I have to do it, okay? I want to know what you think. Is it all fluffy and nice and fluffy pancakes? Everybody gets a fruit cup and a juice box? What am I talking about? Okay, we haven't seen this as far as I know, but in a state championship game Saturday night at the girls' tournament, after a state championship game, the second place team, the team that lost Saturday, also got to cut down the nets. Okay, there was the champion cutting down the nets, but the team that lost also cut down the nets. I haven't seen that. What do you think of it? Is it the new sportsmanship of 2022? Let's discuss next.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, streaming live at foxsportsrapidcity.com and right here on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
All right, here it is. The Fox Sports Rapid City Bracket Challenge is back, brought to you by Shields and Port 54. Now's the time to fill out your bracket and have your shot to win $250 tab to Port 54 and a $250 gift card to Shields. Sign up and make your picks at foxsportsrapidcity.com. It's March Madness, brought to you by Shields and Port 54. Enter your bracket right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com.
We've got Menhold Madness at Denny Menhold Toyota. And getting a great deal this month is more than just a hoop dream. Choose from our selection of certified Toyotas and get 2.99% APR on certified RAV4, Tacoma, Corolla, Highlander, and Camry. Plus, if you're trading in a Toyota that we can certify, you'll get a chance to make 5 free throws, each one worth $100. Hit all your shots and receive an additional $500 for your trade. Check out DennyMenholtToyota.com for more details.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
No one has a handbook for what we're living through today, which is why the experience you have access to makes all the difference in how you make it to tomorrow. For decades, Dakota Bank has worked with ag producers through industry, economic, and regional changes. We're committed to agriculture. We're committed to the producers and families that make our communities great. Go with commitment, experience, and integrity. Dakota Bank, banking, insurance, mortgage, and trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Insurance and trust not FDIC insured.
Fans know some things just go together. Slam dunks and three-pointers, face paint and super fans, game days and tailgates. I'm State Farm agent Scott Carlson, and I know another winning combination, home and auto. Me and my team are here to help life go right when you combine your home and auto insurance, which saves you time and money. So get your home and auto on the same team and score some savings. Call me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, at 342-0188.
Hey, Rapid City, it's Doug Gottlieb. Join me weekdays from 1 to 4 right here on 106.7 FM and 11:50 a.m. Fox Sports Rapid City. And now let's get you back to the Nate Brown Show, Rapid City's sports talk show.
Hey, welcome back in. How are you? Thanks for being here. It's always a great day in the Black Hills. We know that. We're in the Drive at 5 on a Monday on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. The Nate Brown Show. Drive at 5 brought to you by Summit Automotive. SummitAutoGRP.com. Start your search for your next pre-owned vehicle there. I just drove by there a couple of times over the weekend. I'll tell you, nice selection. SummitAutoGRP.com. Start there and take a look. Stacy and Matt, they'll show you the Summit difference. Car buying truly built around you. The Drive at 5 on the Nate Brown Show featuring Brandon Candlin coming up. St. Thomas More head girls basketball coach. We'll talk the St. Thomas More title. Another one for the St. Thomas More girls. I'll tell you, unbelievable dominance. Unbelievable dominance. They win the State A out in Brookings. Eric Eager's in. NFL Analysts, Pro Football Focus. The latest on Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Tom Brady, Mitchell Trubisky. See, I threw Mitch in there. Hey, he's playing too. PFF.com. Eric Eager, what's his take on Russell Wilson with my Denver Broncos? He's coming up. I got to get your thought on this, okay? The high school basketball championships for the girls just wrapped up, and something was brought to my attention. I've never seen it. Maybe it's happened, okay? We're not at every game, every tournament, the whole thing, but it was brought to my attention. So I wanted to throw it out to the Nate Brown Show social media audience and the radio audience now. Here's what happened, okay? This is the argument that people are having basically on social media is this a participation trophy? It's 2022. We got participation trophies and fluffy pancakes for everybody, right? Or is it good sportsmanship? Let's have a little thought-provoking sports talk. Give me your thought here. Here's the scenario. Viborg Hurley played De Smet, Class B Girls State Championship. Okay? Viborg Hurley played De Smet. Viborg Hurley won the 8 seed, by the way. They went all the way, man. They won that thing. Viborg Hurley, the Class B Girls State Champions. Well, you know what happens at the end of the game, at the end of the state championship. They get their trophy, they crowd around the coach, they do a little thing, and then we are the champions, and we cut down the nets. It's a tradition, right? At all levels of basketball, you cut down the nets. Well, Viborg Hurley cut down the net on one side, and then De Smet, second-place finishers, they cut down the net on the other side. The story goes, head coach of Viborg Hurley, Molly Mason, said, hey, De Smet, unbelievable game. What an effort. What a great game. You guys deserve this too. You should cut down the net too. Okay? Question for you. Do you like seeing second-place high school teams cutting down the nets as well? Do you like seeing second-place teams cutting down the nets as well? Okay? That's the question, okay? I gave you the background, and that's accurate by all accounts. I've been seeing people reporting on this and that were there and have that experience there, the Class B tournament. So Viborg Hurley's coach said, hey, De Smet, unbelievable effort, great job. You guys should cut down the other net and take that piece with you. You rarely see that, I don't think, okay? There's a first for everything, right? In sports especially. Do you like seeing second-place high school teams being able to cut down the nets as well? This goes to you either win it or you don't. Or, is this a participation trophy? Well, I got to ask you something. What's seventh place trophy? What's fifth place trophy? Essentially, I mean, I know we all play it out. Some teams win the consolation championship. Well, they get a trophy. I mean, they didn't get to cut down the nets, but like DeSmet being second place, they're in a better spot essentially than the consolation champions. So they also get a big trophy, right? Big trophy, consolation champions. So you tell me though, okay? I want to know. Look at all these votes. Look at all these votes. I knew this would be good. 720-1067, the Barons-Wilson text line. You can text it in. Is it good to see second-place teams cutting down the nets as well, like we had Saturday night? The Class B girls, 84% say no, winners only. Is everybody having a bad Monday? Is everybody? Well, it's the tradition. We don't like changing things up. None of us like changing things up. 84% say no, winners only. 16% responding, yes, it's great sportsmanship. 16% respond, yes, it's great sportsmanship. Listener text, only champions cut the net. This attitude needs to change. Okay? Listener text coming in. With Class B being such a huge class of schools, I think it's a pretty nice thing to do. Here we go. And we are off and running. That's the range again. That's the range. It's like, hey, the Viborg Hurley coach. Here's what I will say about that scenario. That scenario Saturday night. I will say this. If you're the DeSmet coach or the players, are you going to tell the Viborg Hurley coach, when she says, hey, great effort, guys. You did an outstanding job. It was a great game. You should cut down the net. That was a really good effort. Be a part of this too. Be a part of this. Take that with you. Second place finish. You can take that with you. What do you say to her? You're going to say, of course. You've worked with your kids all season. They put in the work. They put in the time. It's emotional. The whole thing. You're going to say, all right, thank you. Thank you for the great game. Right? I mean, that's what you're going to say. But is it going to be something that, like, a trend happens here? And I don't necessarily want to see that. Okay? Do you see where I'm at? Viborg Hurley, fine sportsmanship. The head coach at Viborg Hurley, Molly Mason, really, really nice gesture. Something that's different. Nice gesture. I don't think we need to start a tradition of it, though. And I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's just, hey, here we are off and running. It's okay. Now how about this? And now how about that? And okay. I don't think we need to start a trend of, well, the second place should also do it. So I'm here on it. Specific scenario, Viborg Hurley coach said, hey, you guys should do it. They did it. End of story. It's okay. It worked out. It's fine. Nobody, no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. Let's not start doing that. Is that okay too? Like, hey, you win to meet the pinnacle. You win to reach the ultimate. The ultimate goal is winning the title. That's the deal. The champions, they cut down the net. That's the deal, right? That's the deal. Nobody's going to let my Duke Blue Devils cut down the net when they get beat in the tournament. Nobody's You hate Duke. All of you hate Duke. Why do you hate Duke so bad? Let us cut down the net if we finish second. Come on. All right. Listener text. Second place is the first loser. Ouch. 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 Listener text. The opposing girls will remember that moment forever. Good perspective. Good perspective. Because you know what? That specific scenario Saturday night, I think everybody probably enjoyed. DeSmet, tough loss, emotional. It was a good game, the whole thing. Opposing coach offers the gesture. Everybody gets along. Viborg Hurley wins. They cut down the net. DeSmet with a great effort. They get a little memento as well. I don't think we need to go, well, maybe we should have the second-place team cut down the nets now from now on. I'm good with how we do it. Saturday night, no emergency, but hopefully not necessarily a trend either. Okay? Good sportsmanship Saturday night by Viberg Hurley. 84% of you say, shouldn't happen, winners only. Happy Monday. Eric Eager's on, NFL Analyst, PFF.com. What does he think of my boy Russell Wilson, your boy Kirk Cousins, and our boy Tom Brady? Next.
The Nate Brown Show.
Dale's Tire and Retreading has been providing quality brands of tires and excellent service to the Black Hills area for over 50 years. Dale's Tires sells tires for cars, trucks, SUVs, agriculture, construction, and more. Dale's Tire has what you need when you need it and offers appointment times to get you in and out faster. See the experts at Dale's Tire and Retreading. 2 convenient locations in Rapid City, 691 Deadwood Avenue and 3200 Campbell Street. Dale's Tire and Retreading.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Mainly clear skies tonight with a low of 32. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Highs level off around 65. Tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Cloudy skies expected tomorrow night. Lows dip down to about 39. Highs around 53 Wednesday with a chance for scattered rain showers. 53 Thursday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 50.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear, Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
You've got big plans for your new home. At Highmark Federal Credit Union, they have small rates to make it happen. Save money with their construction loan rate special now through April 30th. Right now, they're offering special financing as low as 2.99% APR and no down payment. Let's get to work building you a home as unique as you are. Apply for your construction loan today at highmarkfcu.com or stop by any of their branches to let them save you money on the plans for your new home.
Hi, this is Dave Sharp, Director of Coaching with the Black Hills Rapids Soccer Club. Registration is underway, and our club is a great fit for everyone, from the beginner to the more experienced player. If you want your child to have some fun and get some great exercise learning the game of soccer, now is the time to register at blackhillsrapids.com. With great coaches and a premier 12-field soccer complex, the experience with the Black Hills Rapids is second to none. Register your player now at blackhillsrapids.com.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hey, welcome back in the Drive at 5 on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City, presented by Summit Automotive Group, summitautogrp.com. I got a lot to cover today. I don't think we'll get to it all. We'll got some time this week. We're going to get after it on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Got an interesting scenario with a Major League Baseball star who's going to be out for like the first 3 months of the season because of an injury in the offseason. Whoopsie. Whoa. We might have to do a question of the day on that subject alone, okay? Major League Baseball star. I mean, this guy's a star. What are we doing? We'll discuss. Hang on. Eric Eager's on tonight. NFL Analyst, PFF.com. PFF.com. On Twitter at PFF_Eric. And he's here on the Nate Brown Show, Fox Sports Rapid City. Eric, thanks for the time. How are you?
Nate, I'm good. Things have. I took a call with a friend just like an hour ago. I logged back into Twitter and look at all these people moving around.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep up, man. I got a show to host. I can't be following this every minute. But there are people popping around. So I'm going to go with one of the latest here. QB today. Mitch Trubisky to the Steelers. Like, give me your, hey, that's a good move, or that's just all they could do.
I think it's one of those. It kind of reminds me of when the Bears acquired Mike Glennon in free agency. Right after Jay Cutler, they moved on from Jay Cutler. They acquired Mike Glennon, and that was supposed to be their starting quarterback. And then they moved up in the draft and took Trubisky at 2. I think this is one of those where Trubisky keeps the thing on the tracks possibly for a year. They still might go after somebody like Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett in the draft. I don't think it disqualifies them from that. But it gives them options in case, let's say Malik Willis goes pick number 2 to the Detroit Lions, and you're sitting there at 20 and you're Pittsburgh, and you don't want to go up that high. Then you still have a player in that role who's a lot better than Mason Rudolph, a lot better than, Dwayne Haskins, but certainly not somebody like I would want to build a franchise around.
Okay, so Mitch Trubisky to the Steelers, and now we've got a couple of things that have settled in here. And I started the show with Tom Brady coming back. I was, not shocked. I guess I'm just kind of mystified by the whole story. It's been 40 days, and he's back. What do we think happened here in the last month and 10 days?
I think maybe, Brady kind of, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I think he might have had a change of heart. He might have tried to move his way out of Tampa Bay, maybe to San Francisco, and maybe the Bucs said, no, you're either going to play here or you're not going to play at all. There's a number of things I think could have happened. Maybe he just didn't like the idea of not playing next year and changed his mind. There's a lot of, I think, reasons. The NFC is a lot weaker maybe than he anticipated, although when he retired, it looked pretty weak to begin with. It's a very good question. I think that it could be a combination of any number of things, but now, they're ready to compete in the NFC.
Do we ever think Tom Brady, 45 years old, will fall off?
Well, I think he sort of set himself up here. He set himself up for a situation where he probably has to decline before he retires again, because people aren't going to take the retirement seriously if he retires at the top of his game like he did the last time. So I think he will fall off, only because I think that this has sort of forced him into playing until he struggles. And given how well he played last year, I don't necessarily know when that's going to be.
Oh, that's interesting. So, it's kind of like, well, maybe this year's the last year for Tom. Well, I don't know. It's interesting the way you put it. It's kind of like Brett Favre. Came back, and did fall off, and eventually that was it.
Exactly. When he came back to Minnesota in 2010, that was a 10-touchdown, 19-interception season. Then you sort of knew it was over, right? He missed games for the first time, and, it was pretty definitive. I don't think anybody questioned whether Favre was going to come back once he left the Minnesota Vikings in 2010. I think Peyton Manning was the same after he won a Super Bowl. I think his year was like 10 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, something weird like that. But they won the Super Bowl. I think no one was like, oh, is Peyton going to come back? I think he was pretty definitively done. That's kind of the idea. I think that, if for Brady to retire when he's at the top of this game, I always think there are going to be Jordan comparisons from here on out, which is he really done, or is he just trying to find something new?
That's interesting. Eric Eager on tonight, PFF.com. I still want to talk QBs and Russell Wilson to my Denver Broncos. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's a home run. I've just been smiling all week long. You tell me what we think Russell Wilson can do with Denver.
Well, I think if you look at Bridgewater and Locke, you're looking at maybe 1.5 wins above replacement. I think at his peak, Russell's probably more like a 4-win player. So you just move that expectation. Last year, Denver, their season win total was about 8 on the betting market by the time everything closed. I think you can expect it maybe to be 10.5 now, especially with a new coach. The hard part is that AFC West is going to be a house. The Chiefs are, who they are with Mahomes and Reed, and then the Chargers acquiring, Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. to go along with, Justin Herbert and Brandon Staley and the stable they have there. So I think if you're a Broncos fan, the only frustration is that you're still in that really difficult division, not even to mention the Raiders who made the playoffs last year. So that would be my only frustration. But you look at that roster, it's ready to go. And they didn't really have to give up anybody to get Wilson as far as players. Obviously they had to go draft picks, but you give up, Noah Fant, but Albert O is a year younger, and had a good season last year. You give up Shelby Harris, but you might get Von Miller back, in free agency. You get to keep Patrick Surtain and some of the younger wide receivers. So it was a good trade, I think, for the Broncos, and it sort of signals, look, we're ready to compete in this AFC West that, the Chiefs have won every year since 2016.
How does Seattle make that decision? I've always thought, Eric, you can't get rid of QBs like that. You just can't. If you have one, you can't do it. How did they do it?
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, quarterback's the most important position in team sports. It's hard to understand. I mean, I think once you get sideways with your quarterback, then all bets are off. Like, you almost have to move on from him. I'm surprised Green Bay hasn't been able to get it done with Rodgers since that thing went pear-shaped. But the problem is just don't get sideways with your quarterback. Give him the players he wants, give him the money he needs, support him with the offense that he's comfortable with. And it just felt like Seattle was never willing to do what was necessary on the Russell Wilson front in terms of making him happy. And you see the outcome of that.
Eric Eager on Twitter at PFF_Eric, PFF.com. NFL analysts break down the Kirk Cousins situation. Kevin O'Connell, new head coach. Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, new GM. They say, we can compete right now. We're going to keep Kirk in this marketplace for a couple more years. They moved some of this cap problem, but Kirk's still going to make a lot of money. Was it the right call?
The Vikings are still $2.5 million over the cap right now. That puts them in basically 7th worst position in the league, 8th worst, I think. So they still have to make moves even now. Maybe a restructure of Donnell Hunter or a trade of Donnell Hunter, maybe a Adam Thielen move as well. The hard part is you can do this, you can kick the can down the road, but ultimately, like, these moves are only to get the Vikings to be cap compliant. They're not moves to actually, like, help them compete. You know what I mean? And I think the last time that they extended Kirk Cousins, Rick Spielman said, hey, we needed to extend Kirk Cousins so we could sign Michael Pierce, the guy that the Vikings might actually get rid of today, and a player who plays at a low-impact position. I struggle to see where the upside is here. I know Cousins has played well for most of his Vikings tenure, but the problem is like his contract and sort of the nature of it, which is sort of like it's a short contract that you can't really build around. They all have been 3 years, 2 years, and now another 2-year deal. It's just so hard for me to envision them having a competitive roster. And for me, I look at Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and I look at Kevin O'Connell, and both men 4-year deals. You're going to spend the first half of those deals with a roster construction that has been a proven loser for this team. Like I get a little nervous if I'm rooting for those guys.
What could you have done, Eric, with Kirk? What could they have done? I mean, I guess trade him. There has to be a market out there for him. What should have happened?
Yeah, I heard rumors. Seattle was in on him. I know the Cleveland Browns. Were there was an offer made there. The problem is again, I'm not going to sit here and say that in year one without Kirk they're going to do better. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that Kirk Cousins, getting rid of Kirk Cousins solves any of your problems. I just think it makes your problems solvable. Like right now, the Vikings have a franchise quarterback who's, on a reasonable deal, I guess, at this point. It's not good, but it's also not $45 million like it was. And they're, every other team has such a humongous edge over them. The Los Angeles Chargers have a huge edge over them. The Jacksonville Jaguars can spend because they have a quarterback on a rookie deal. The Bengals made the Super Bowl, and then they came back and made moves today and had high cap space. Detroit Lions are a year ahead of the Vikings if you want to look at the rebuild, and Chicago similarly so. And to me, I think again, it's just if you try to go into this world with a quarterback of Kirk Cousins' caliber, making what Kirk Cousins makes, you need a far better roster than what the Vikings have. and his presence makes it really hard to build that roster. So it's just a catch-22. And again, it's nothing against Cousins, and I think Cousins is a fine player. I just don't necessarily know how much utility he has for this current Minnesota Vikings team, which is in, I think, need of a rebuild.
You mentioned Cleveland Browns. Could the Vikings have made a deal and gotten Baker Mayfield?
I think they would have gotten Mayfield and a couple of high draft picks. Yeah, I think that Cleveland would. And again, like, as somebody who is a fan of Kirk's play, Kirk would have had a lot more utility on that Browns team, a team that from player 2 to 53 has no issues. It was player 1, the quarterback, last year that really hurt them. I think Cousins could have had a decent impact on that team, but unfortunately the Vikings weren't willing to make the deal or weren't willing to give up what the Browns wanted to, or what the Browns needed for them to surrender the capital on the other end.
Great stuff today, and it's busy, man. The league year starts Wednesday. PFF.com for the coverage. Eric Eager on. Follow him at PFF_Eric. Eric, always good. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Nate. Take care.
Appreciate it. Eric Eager tonight, PFF.com, NFL senior analyst for the guys at Pro Football Focus. Oh, boy. What do you think, Vikings fans? That deal looked like was out there. According to Eric, he said, I know the Cleveland Browns were in on Kirk Cousins. Cousins goes to Cleveland, and you guys could have gotten Baker Mayfield and some draft picks? Huh? We did a poll question on that. How long ago was that? That wasn't that long ago. We're like, hey, who would you want? Baker Mayfield, Kirk Cousins, and I think it was somebody else out there. And Baker was getting some traction there. I mean, he wasn't leading the way, but he was getting some traction there. I'm just going to guess here. I'm not a Vikings insider like you all and bleed purple here, but I have a feeling Vikings fans would have wanted to do that deal. Why? It's kind of what I said earlier in the first hour. Like, I'm a Kirk Cousins guy that's like, he's top 10 performance-wise last 2 years. He's top 10 quarterback. The defense has been bottom 5. It's been horrible. No quarterback could have won that many games with that bad a defense. But it's, here we go again with Kirk. That's the feeling I kind of get right now, and that's the best option, I guess. But Vikings fans, I think, would have done that deal. If you could have gotten Baker Mayfield some draft picks, I think Vikings fans would have been like, yeah, we'll do that. Fresh face, new opportunity, let's go with Baker. I think you would have done that deal. Am I right on that? I think you would have done that deal. I might have done that deal. And I'm on the, I'm the treasurer for the Kirk Cousins Black Hills chapter fan base. Just treasurer, not president or anything like that. I might have done that. They didn't do it. All right. Interesting. Really interesting. Eric Eager, PFF.com, with a hitter on a Monday on the Nate Brown Show. Didn't get done. Kirk's there for the next couple of years. And where's Baker going to go? What's going on with Baker? Let's come right back on the Nate Brown Show with a state championship recap. Brandon Candlin and the St. Thomas More girls win another state title. I mean, it just happens over and over and over. Brandon Candlin with his recap of the season next.
This is the Nate Brown.
It's been said many times that life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Have you been making plans to invest in new windows? Renewal by Andersen makes the best windows. It's that simple. And right now, Renewal by Andersen has an incredible financing offer. No money down, no interest, no payments for 1 full year. No payments for a year. Book your free estimate right now at RBARapidCity.com, and remember, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
All right, for the people who hate Winter Support Group, come to order. Let's start with our pledge.
Even though we are cold to the bones, we have sunshine in our hearts.
Dana?
Yesterday my house was so drafty, I slept and never got out of bed.
Group, any suggestions for Dana?
No.
Winter's not forever, is it, Group?
Well, I think it might be. It feels that way.
Let's calm down.
I need to say something. I'm finally leaving the group.
You're moving to Florida?
No, we got Renewal by Andersen replacement windows, and now I feel sunshine inside like I haven't felt since summer.
No. Can I have sunshine in my heart?
Yes, Renewal by Anderson windows are hassle-free, energy-efficient, low maintenance with a professional perfect fit.
Oh, what does it feel like?
Yes, I want to know too.
I can look at the snow and I think I understand why people actually like winter.
No.
Yes.
For a perfect fit, call Renewal by Anderson of South Dakota, 605-593-5991, 605-593-5991.
Here's good news from Pro Auto Care if you're looking to economize your budget. Pro Auto Care can help you get more time and mileage out of your vehicle with regular maintenance and sensible, affordable repairs. Tom and his Pro Auto Care team will save you a lot of money without you having to replace your current vehicle. At Pro Auto Care, they find and repair small, inexpensive issues before they become big, expensive problems. Schedule an inspection of your vehicle now at Pro Auto Care. Open for business as usual at 1891 Rand Road, Rapid City.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker in Rapid City. If you considered selling your current home, let me take you to that next step with confidence. The Black Hills housing market is competitive, and I have been in the business of attracting buyers for 15 years. Let's make it happen. Contact me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044. List it, sell it, and move on. With me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
South Dakota Sports Talk Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. The Nate Brown Show live on a Monday. We're just packed here, man. If you can't catch us live, remember, you got the podcast there. Download the Nate Brown Show podcast where you get your podcasts. Audible, Amazon Music, Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. We're out there. The Nate Brown Show podcast available at wherever you download your podcast. All right, we'll get it up there tonight. If you haven't signed up for our NCAA Bracket Challenge, it is live. The bracket is there. It's really user-friendly, really easy to do. Here's what you do. Go to foxsportsrapidcity.com. Fill out your bracket. That's easy. You just enter, fill out the winners. You could win our $500 grand prize, $250 to $454, $250 to Shields. The Bracket Challenge on foxsportsrapidcity.com. Well, these guys made it through the bracket again. They just make it through the bracket every year. And St. Thomas More girls back on top as the State A champions. They win it by 22 Saturday night over Hamlin in Brookings. Brandon Candelin's the head coach at St. Thomas More with another state title and trophy in the trophy case. Coach, it's good to have you on. How are you?
I'm great, Nate. Good to hear from you.
I appreciate your time. But let me ask you, do you have enough room over there? You got enough room for those trophies?
I think so. We'll make room.
Okay. You can move stuff around. Okay, I'll ask you about this. You guys lost a little early on. Lost a few early on, right? And so it felt like, and I was, the St. Thomas More girls, maybe they won't be one of the top teams. What did you think early on after some of those defeats?
Going into the season, I knew I had a good group that, played a lot together when they were younger, and even back in middle school, there was a group of girls that, I knew they had the determination and drive. So as they continued to get older, and then they came back this year, I knew we had potential. It was just a matter of, getting the parts and pieces in the right place, and then, trying to fill some Haley Timmer shoes is a tough feat, but I knew that we had some players, and I guess it was a matter of early on, we got to face a couple of teams over in Wyoming, so that was going to be a great test to see where we were at right away. And, I could see the potential there, and I thought that as the season moved on, that was able to open up some eyes on things that we needed to work on. And the girls were really dedicated and got in the gym, and we worked hard to get to where we got.
Okay, I need to settle this argument. There's various media reports, and us media, sometimes we're wrong. People are saying 7 titles out of the last 10 years, 6 titles out of the last 8 years. So count them up.
Yeah, it's 7 out of the last 10.
Okay, all right. 7 out of the last 10. We'll mark that one. Confirmed. I'm going to ask you about this year's state tournament field. You go over there, you have your closest game in the first game. Why is it sometimes the first game is the toughest one?
I think there's probably the jitter thing. Some of them definitely not being in that venue and that, that atmosphere and things that go on. That's something that's tough to prepare for. And I think that I don't want to say that we played tight. I just knew that throughout the season we had, our moments where it was a struggle to score. I wasn't too worried about the defensive part. I knew that we had some players that were gritty and tough, and they worked hard on that defensive end. But it was a matter of were we going to be able to score enough? And the team that we were facing first was averaging over 70 points a game. So we knew that the defense had to, certainly, will itself and work hard on that end. It was how were we going to score, and it was slow at start, and we battled. We went up a little bit, and they came back, and then they made a big run near the end there and went up on us. And I was proud that they had held their composure, and we were able to put ourselves in a position to, get down to that last second there, and we had the ball and able to convert on a play that put us over the hump there.
I'll tell you, St. Thomas More girls beat Lakota Tech by 2 in the opener, then go on to win by 13 in the semis and 22 in the State A title game. Brandon Candle, the head coach of the St. Thomas More girls, another state championship for them. I'll ask you about the overall team effort, but a player like Reese Ross, it seems like you've had these players along the way, Coach, that have been in your program, high-level players. How did Reese Ross grow into really one of the best players in Class A?
Oh, I think one is she's got a great work ethic. She lives in the gym. She wants to be good. She wants to be performing at a high level, and she's got aspirations to play at the next level at a high level. And so, with her determination and work ethic, she has some things, certainly as others would do, to grow and still continue to get better. But I think as the season went on, she understood her role. She understood what she was capable of doing. And when it came down to this tournament time, I think certainly after that first game, she just knew what needed to be done. And I thought she did a great job of, composing herself and working hard on both ends and, involving her teammates. And one of the things she kind of prides herself on is being able to defend. And I thought she did a great job, causing problems, whether it was outside or inside, just defensively with her length and athleticism. She's going to be a great player.
I'll tell you, big games for Reese Ross there at the State A tournament for St. Thomas More. Head coach Brandon Candle winning 7 out of the last 10 years. That's an unbelievable feat. I'll ask you about this. I thought about a program like yours. It's competitive tradition, developing players, and coaching the X's and O's, coaching these players. What is the key? What is the key? Those are kind of 3 big things I look at. What's the key for you guys?
I think I would say just understanding the work ethic and the desire to, be your best. And I've been fortunate to definitely have a lot of great players. And, the others that are along understand their role. And one of the things we talk about is effort. That's one thing that anybody can control. You don't have to be the biggest, strongest, fastest, whatever. But if you have effort and you're giving that effort at all times, and then understand your role and do the best that you can, I love that they always have effort. I think that their perseverance, their grind, the ability to never give up. There were, I think, of games throughout the season we had chances that, teams made big runs on us, and we had chances to fold up, and they never quit. And so I just enjoy that they don't ever want to quit. And, once you have been, at that certain level, you don't want to go backwards. You want to compete and always be at that level.
Tell you, you've done it. St. Thomas More has done it again. Did you feel like this year people were counting you out a little bit more than before?
I think so. I mean, again, it was a team that not necessarily puts up a lot of points. We were getting it done by just a few points here and there a lot, and there were some teams, good teams that we faced that, were those close games, and we were able to get by. And then we played some tough teams. I think of when we went down to West Central and went on that little road trip, and a team that, shot 60-some% from the three-point line and just, took it to us. And then we tried to follow it up with a good Parkston team that, had some quality wins under their belt. We had chances in that game, and that was one that got away from us. And so I think that there was that thought that, St. Thomas More isn't as good as they thought they could be, and which I think was a critical part of the season to evaluate ourselves and recommit and understand, hey, if we're going to get where we need to be, we got to make sure that we pay attention in practice and we do the things that the coaches asked them to do. And I thought that, again, they worked really hard to pay attention and do those things.
All right, Coach, is this stat correct? 5 Duffy girls have walked off the floor state champions?
Every Duffy has had part of a state championship now. That is something crazy.
That is something. You got a good group, there's no doubt. Brandon Candlin, 7 out of the last 10 years, State A champions. The St. Thomas More girls back on top of Class A. Coach, good to have you. Thanks a lot. Congrats.
Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. Brandon Candlin tonight on the Nate Brown Show, Fox Sports Rapid City. 7 titles out of the last 10 years. How about that? How about that? 7 titles out of the last 10 years. Unbelievable. I mean, that's really something. That's just an unbelievable run. And I say the Duffy girls. How about the Duffy girls? 5 Duffys, winning 5 state championships. I think we have that. Is that correct? I think that's the number. Congrats to St. Thomas More bringing home the Class A championship. And now the St. Thomas More boys will try and do the same. St. Thomas More boys going for state title number 6. Number 6. All right. No, hang on. Number 5. Number 5. Hey, hang on. I almost got ahead of myself there. I had a magical state title in there. That was the COVID year. They were going to win it that year. I just marked them up. Can I give it to them? Ryder Kirsch and those guys that year, I was going to give that to them. I'll give it to them. Not quite. We'll see what the St. Thomas More boys do this week. Our coverage starts Thursday night, 6 o'clock, that game against Lakota Tech in the Class A, the Summit Arena here in Rapid City at the Monument. Who's hot and who's not? We got to do it. I've got big news with this show. Big news with this show in my Who's Hot category. And I've got the game that you should pick in the NCAA basketball tournament. I've got the game. I've got the team that's overvalued that's going to lose. That's next.
Your sports, your show. This is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we believe in happy accidents, like in 1964, when a Buffalo, New York restaurant owner accidentally bought chicken wings instead of chicken necks. The 60s were a crazy time. Well, decades later, and the mistake-turned masterpiece is now at Pizza Ranch. Introducing our new traditional and boneless chicken wings, tossed in our signature sauces. 2 more ways to get the country's best chicken available for carryout and delivery. Maybe it wasn't an accident after all, just delicious fate. Pizza Ranch.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Farmers and ranchers with up to 24% lower shop rates than most local dealers. Adams ISC in Rapid City is your single go-to source for ag equipment inspection, service, and repair, including air conditioning. With over 20 years experience, Adams ISC Ag Tech Gary Christensen will have your ag equipment repaired and serviced to your satisfaction, either in our shop or at your location with our fully equipped field service truck on Deadwood Avenue in Rapid City or at 605-343-9393. Contact Adams ISC.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show live on a Monday, kicking the week off the right way. Thanks for spending some time with us. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We will be back tomorrow at 4. Got some great college basketball guests all week long. We're trying to get Doug Gottlieb Wednesday, okay? Dougie, he's busy, right? He hosts the Doug Gottlieb Show, but he's always a great guy to get on during college basketball March Madness. We'll try and get Doug Gottlieb. We got a lot to cover this week. Let's get to who's hot and who's not, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch. The Pizza Ranch Buffet. Tomorrow, it's Senior Day, $8.99 special. Pizza Ranch Buffet tomorrow. Wednesday's Kids Day. One child 12 and under eats free for every regular priced adult. The Pizza Ranch Buffet Wednesday. 2 locations in Rapid City for the best buffet in town. Who's hot category? All right. We got to celebrate a little bit, man. We got to celebrate a little bit. The Nate Brown Show started 5 years ago yesterday, March 13th, 2017. I mean, that's a 5-year anniversary. How did I celebrate? I don't know, by, looking to see if Tom Brady's really coming back, by looking to see if Kirk Cousins is back, by looking to see what else I'm going to do to win this bracket challenge against all of you. All the fun stuff we do here, all the fun stuff. Thanks to you for listening. Thanks to the sponsors. It has been a lot of fun. Hopefully, we still got a lot more left. 5-year anniversary. The Nate Brown Show was yesterday. 5 years. Thank you for being a part of it. We'll try and do our best. Hopefully, we've done a solid job along the way, from this show to local sports to Matt Kearney's high school football predictions. I mean, it's all good stuff. Okay, in our Who's Not category, I've got the game. I've got the loser in the first round. I don't know. I'm not great at picking brackets, okay? I haven't been great over the years. I watch a lot of college hoops, but it doesn't really matter. I will tell you. It doesn't matter. I've watched a lot of college hoops, and I still can't do that well. But I've got one for you. The 6th seed that's going to lose. They're overvalued. I think they're overvalued. Everybody thinks they're really good. But me as a Wyoming Cowboys fan, I know they're not that good. They're fine. But they will lose. It is Colorado State in my Who's Not tonight. They're a 6th seed somehow. They got a better seed than Boise State, who won the Mountain West. I mean, they won it. So, Colorado State, 6th seed. They play Michigan. That is Wolverines all day. Oh, Michigan's down. That's Michigan all day. There's your pick. I'm just doing one. Colorado State in my Who's Not tonight. Too high of a seed, and they're going to lose to Michigan. Book it. The Rams going down. Beat the sheep. We'll be back tomorrow. That's a Wyoming tradition. We'll be back tomorrow at 4. The Nate Brown Show in the books. Thanks for listening, being a part of it the last 5 years. Catch the podcast tonight. The Odd Couple up right now.